Christmas morning, headed out to do chores, coffee in hand. Foggy out here today. Oh, and I got my complaint crowd already doing their thing over here. And before we can get going, I have to move the hose. I don't know. Guess we'll see. Are you guys hungry this morning? They're not talking. Not talking much. Let's go see if we can find Gary. Some of them's waiting. They're waiting on me. All of them's waiting. Need to do something about that. All kinds of tools today. That's better. All right, I'll turn you around. All right, maybe we can go now. I'm gonna try to dash cam you. I got a little different setup. Here we go. Gotta get my door open. This truck, it's old. It's old. It's beginning to get decrepit. The door locks lock on it, just like all newer vehicles, and they lock when you put it in gear to go, and then you have to put it in park to get the doors unlocked. Missed one the first time, but they're all there. They're beginning to need another bale of hay. Maybe I'll give them the core from today. All right, inside calves are fed. I guess if I was going to give them the core from today, I'd need to shut them up right now, wouldn't I? Deal with them later. Huh, dirty window thing again. Look at that. Is what it is. These are the replacements. They're all there. feed the steers. These have an outside run, so, but they also get fed in the barn. Their hay, all of it's hay's in the barn. Here we go, boys. I gotta get out here and shut a gate so I don't have to mess with them when I put hay out. Oops. I seen you move the first time I seen you move since I put you up there. All right. Truck's getting warmed up a little bit. It's not terrible cold. It's like 40 something. I would look on my phone, but that's what I'm recording on. 40 something. That's good coffee. How in the world? I guess I touched something where a little bird left a package there. Ain't that something? How could you even get that on your phone deal? I mean, not even if you tried. Gotta back in the barn and get some hay here. I've got some set down that I've already figured out to unroll the right direction. Shall I just go ahead and get 2? Bring back a bigger piece. Only have to back in there where those calves are once. Yes, that's what we're gonna do. And I didn't get it anywhere near in the middle. Something when you're unrolling bales, you have to be able to stab them kind of in the middle with your arms, or else you lose the bale when you get down to about however big. So we've grabbed 2 bales, not just one. And we're going to try to make it out of the barn without tearing up the door. Worse than the door is. It's foggy this morning anyway. That's not all just my window. Supposed to warm up a whole bunch today. We're just kind of going to stay in the 40s is what they were saying, but didn't help one lick. Look at that. Probably worse, ain't it? Oh well. Some of the cows are all the way over here, and I'm gonna start and feed them in a different spot, so they're just gonna have to follow me over to it. When you pick up one bale, and you know you're gonna have to clean the bed of the truck off anyway, you can take the strings off when you open a gate. And sliding a little bit. I may have put it in four-wheel drive. Ain't no telling. But when you got two, you take the strings off of the one you're gonna unroll first, it just makes a big mess. I'd like to tell you that these heifers ain't got it all figured out, and the cows do. The heifers don't know that you can't walk right in front of the truck, but the cows don't know either. They ain't got a lick of sense. Not one single little bit. See, that cow's even old, and she stands right there in the middle of where I'm gonna drive. Not a lick of sense. The wild turkeys out here the last couple days. Not out here today, or I didn't see them anyway. There's quite a bunch of them. There might be 40 of them. 27 head here, and they won't quite clean up a whole bale a day. So if you give them a whole bale, there'll be quite a bit left over. We have been giving them a part of a bale. So that's what we're going to do again today. But what's left over of their bale is not enough to feed the other group of cows, so I gotta pull strings. I'll be right back. Could be some of my city friends don't know what this looks like. That's what it looks like. Alright, back to the dash cam. And if you can't tell, they like to rough the bale up, which really don't do my truck any favors. Hey, quit it! And rough the bale up. I'll make you walk to get your hay. What do you think about that? doing is rolling the bale the same direction that it was rolled up, or the opposite direction that it was rolled up. And so the hay comes off from it, makes a nice neat little row. My bales are 5 foot wide, so my little row of hay is going to be 5 foot wide. And no, they don't waste very much. It looks like they don't clean near all of it up, but they're getting the biggest part of it out. They don't care for those stems when they get a little dry. And around here, if you're going to make dry hay, sometimes it's impossible to do it when the stems are still green. But it's enough to keep cows in good shape. Every one of them's there. On to the next one. The next one is a little more than half a mile from right here, but we're gonna go out and go down the road to get there. And this will get kind of long, so I'm going to bring you back when I get out to open the gate over there. Okay, back here, going into the second cow pasture. Go ahead and put it in 4-wheel drive. We have to go up quite a little hill here. The camera kind of flattens it all out, but this is some ground that my folks bought from the neighbors whenever they sold their chicken farm in 2005, I think it was. And it's the same rock pile as we've got on the other side of the fence from it, but makes some grass. Got a nice pond on this 40 here, a rock bank all the way around it. That's kind of nice. All of these cows here are either have had one calf or are gonna have their first calf here in February. So you see I fed some rolling down this hill. Yesterday I gave them 2 cores, I think. So we're gonna give them a core and then a part of a bale today. That core was hanging on by a thread on one side. I mean, I barely had it. And that's the arms, the spinners on the arms hitting the ground, what she's hearing. And the extra humming is this hay bed actually has a pump that runs off the belt pulley, or off of the belt. It has a clutch like your air conditioner compressor. And I have a switch that I can turn that clutch off and on with right here. Trying to get the bale in the middle or close to the middle. problem with these ones that have a flat spot on them is when you pick them up, they roll, and then when you set them back down, try to get them on the flat spot, they roll some more. So I got to take these strings off. I'll be right back. Well, that wasn't terrible. There's some big old stump holes right here. One of these bales, when the grass is short, you're basically hauling them everything they could eat. One of these bales will feed 25-30 cows for a whole day, and they'll clean it, just practically all of it up from unrolled on the ground like that. And there's 19 here, so, and these are heifers, so they don't eat quite as much as a full-grown cow. There's 27 at the other place. They're still not cleaning it all up. They're all here. All here. Merry Christmas, cows. All right. All I gotta do is drive out of here, go by and feed the bulls, and then put this bale of hay out for those calves in the barn that I shut the gate on, and we will be done. Bring you back when I get to the bulls. All right, here we are at the bulls. Well, I guess you just missed me feeding the bulls. There's a bucket in that alley, and I give them 1 bucket of feed every day for 8 bulls. This doesn't sound like a lot, but they don't need a lot of extra. So there's about 25 pounds of feed in a bucket, so they probably get between 2 and 3 pounds a day. Somebody probably gonna ask why I don't grain my cows. Well, at this time in their cycle, they don't need a lot of extra. If you feed them a lot of extra, it grows the calf inside of them big, and then they have calving problems. And they can get enough out of just the hay that I'm feeding them to grow that calf just fine. So we don't have to feed them any grain. I wouldn't have to feed these bulls any grain, but I want them to be in really good shape for the spring. And I also want them tame and used to me. And it's always a plus when they're used to that feed bucket. So all I got left to do is to run to the house here and put this part of a bale in for those calves and turn them out. So we'll see if we can get that done. Just really foggy here. It's got our sight distance cut down considerably. I built up this little road. The county actually had a bunch of fill that they was trying to get rid of. It had chunks of asphalt and concrete, and I let them come in here and dump that right there. And we had a lot of trouble getting it any kind of smooth. And I put that white rock. It's actually fines. They call it lime sand. On a bunch of that. That was only one end-up trailer load of lime sand. And I need to do some building up on the other end of that road some more, but you need to do that kind of road work when it's dry. It takes about 3 times as much stuff, seems to me, like if it's wet when you're trying to fill it in. This is the state line road. You're looking at Missouri and Oklahoma in the same picture. Missouri's to the left, Oklahoma's to the right. So it is Christmas Day, and we got plans to go to my parents. Both my boys and their people are going to be there. We're supposed to eat lunch about 11. Nita still had some wrapping to do. A few little things she is fixing. I don't know what y'all do for Christmas dinner. If you go traditional, that's great, but we've straying from the traditional this year. And we're having finger food type stuff today, which is fine. I like that kind of stuff. And I know my mom made a bunch of Chex Mix for everybody and other stuff. She was working on that earlier in the week when I was down there. So we got to back in this building right here and back all the way down there to where that one bunch of this feeder is. So leave in the comments what y'all are doing for Christmas. If you got plans to go somewhere, or if you don't. And if you got plans to see family, or even if you don't have family, or got friends, or if you've had to get together with your friends or your family on different days, that works okay. There's a lot of talk out there today about people think, and maybe they're right, I don't know, that Christmas, Jesus' birth, we celebrated on the 25th of December, and that's not some kind of, or that's can't be his birth date and all that. And I don't buy into that. People are smart. They would have bought into it years ago if it was true. But I kind of look at it like this: if you think it's some other day, pick a day and celebrate it. A lot of people just do that kind of stuff to get out of having to celebrate a holiday. They come up with stuff like that. But all right, I'm gonna be able to set this bale over in this feeder without touching the bale or the feeder. And there it went. I am gonna pull up a little bit and then sweep my truck off though. So that'll take me just a minute. I don't know if you can see them or not, but all the Kev for this pin is sitting over there against the gate waiting on me. Come on, mister, get with it. Already even got these guys' water all filled up and everything. And it was 8:20 when we started, and it is 9:12 now, so didn't quite take us an hour. Sometimes it takes a little more than that. And all these are in here eating hay or just standing around looking at me. Watch them, they just run right out the door. Easy, easy. Easy. They're not wild, but they sure get excited when you turn them loose. Sorry, have to. Takes both hands to hook a gate chain sometimes. So that's about the it of it all. You can see these guys have the feeders on that side, the steers over here, and replacement heifers are outside. So, hey, I just want to say, Merry Christmas. Now remember what it's all about. God sent his son to be our Savior. Let's remember that this Christmas Day. Have a good one. We'll catch you on the next video.